I'm almost done, Ray.
Look, you touch that thing one more time, you're gonna wear a hole in it.
You know, any job worth doing is worth doing well, Ray.
You're protecting rocks, Fraser.
They're not just rocks, Ray. They are transformation masks. Hand-carved basalt, over 1,000 years old. You know, the Tsimshian people used them in a winter ceremony to pray that the gods would return the sun to them in the spring.
Yeah, well, they give me the creeps.
Well, you should stop looking at them.
They're looking at me.
You know, it's interesting you should say that, because that's what they're intended to do. You see, the inner mask has its eyes open, and the outer mask has its eyes closed, and they interlock, one inside the other. It's the only matching set in existence.
Yeah, well, that's great. Can we go now? Fraser.
Coming.
Fraser.
Coming.
Fraser.
Yep. In 1879, the masks were confiscated by an Anglican priest named Duncan, who had been sent to convert the Tsimshian. And as was the custom in those days, he took their religious symbols from them. He later sold the masks to two separate countries, and they're finally being reunited after more than 100 years.
So?
It's an important moment of history for both Canada and France, not to mention the political, cultural, and religious significance it holds for the North American native peoples.
And?
Well, they're worth over $1 million.
Oh, now you're talking. The car is this way.
It was the summer I spent at the Sorbonne. I was young and a trifle naive, I'm afraid.
Yes, but what artist model isn't? Do you still have the sketches?
Yes, sir.
What is it, Fraser?
I've completed my inspection of the security systems. I've checked the motion detectors, the emergency backup system, the pressure plates, and examined the perimeter of the building.
Twice.
Fine. Carry on.
May I introduce Detective Vecchio? Mr. Robinson is the museum's curator, and I believe you know Inspector Thatcher.
Hello, Mr. Robinson.
Police. Constable. The museum has a well-deserved reputation for top-notch security. I think that we have it covered.
Yes, sir. Still,
Thank you, Fraser. I think we should let Mr. Robinson get home to his family.
Well, that would be a long drive. My parents live in Pensacola.
Really? I love Pensacola. Where is that exactly?
I think she wants him. For what?
They'll still be there in the morning. Come on.
Moving it, can you see that shine? I feel a change as you roll on down the line. Where the shore fires burn out on a new frontier, where the past don't haunt you and there's nothing else to fear. Baby, don't you hold out too long. They might not let you be. Moving on, feel the wind in your hair. The sunshine tonight, I can take you there to the land of midnight sun. Ragged as a road.
The Dragon Lady and Mr. Museum Guy. Oh, she must be desperate.
You can't reach. There's nothing we can't hold, nothing we can't reach. They're taking everything, what do they put back? Don't really give a damn, cause there's nothing here that we lack. Baby, don't you hold out too long. They might not set you free. Moving on, the wind in your hair. The sunshine tonight, I can take you there to the land of midnight sun.
the lady says, hurry, come on. Yes. Don't leave me here. All right, we got it. Freeze! See the head.
It's your soul. You might not let you be. Stand back while it burns for the midnight sun. Ragged as a road. All the time, again and again, standing out where you might see the shade. Oh, did you find the midnight sun down a ragged ass road?
Eric!
She's a dear lady, yeah, land of the midnight sun. Ragged ass road.
So you fell.
Yes, I fell.
You fell.
Yes, Ray, I fell.
I know, you see, that just doesn't make any sense because Mounties don't just fall. They leap, they bound, they grand jeté, but they don't just fall.
I think I knew him.
Who, the thief?
Yes.
And you got a good look at him while you were dangling there.
Well, no, Ray, of course not. The truth is, I'm not sure exactly what it was I saw.
We got your picture out on the wire. Sooner or later, it's going to come back with a name and a place. And you would have wasted a great deal of this detective's time, and in the process, made him very angry. So why don't you make it easy on yourself?
I told you, I came to see a Blackhawks game.
You know, the museum's a funny place to be catching a game.
Your partner took the masks and left you hanging there. And why are you protecting him?
I got nothing to say.
I'll tell you something.
Ray. He's right. There's nothing he can do for us.
So there's nothing we can do for him.
The Max, Cindy?
So what was that? Some form of secret Canadian you only speak to one another?
Shimshin.
Oh, that was going to be my next guess.
I'm a little rusty, but he seemed to understand what I meant.
Oh, there you are. You were right. He's Canadian. One misdemeanor, charges dropped. David Katikmit is his name, from Nakina.
Nakina.
That's Canadian, Elaine, for frozen or cold or maybe even tundra.
Thank you kindly, Elaine.
Not so fast. Welsh wants to see you. You've got visitors.
Mr. Chon is here representing the French government and Mrs. Kelly, the Canadian. The masks?
Nothing to report, sir.
You weren't able to apprehend the thief?
No, sir, I'm afraid not.
That's not good enough, is it?
No, sir, it's not.
Look, he granditate 50 feet off that roof trying to get that guy. He's lucky to be alive.
Of course.
Nice shirt.
Yes, well, you caught me changing.
I'm sure we did.
We are currently interrogating a suspect, a Canadian citizen that we apprehended at the museum. May I?
Are they all this polite?
He's native.
Yes, he is.
That makes sense. Lieutenant, my government is very concerned. You see, we have received demands by the Canadian Aboriginal people for the return of our half of the mask.
As has our own government.
Meaning,
It's a Tsimshian religious symbol, sir, and apparently they would like it back.
it's understandable.
But irrelevant. They sold it to us.
And us.
Well, that would appear to be a matter of considerable dispute.
Really?
Needless to say, if the masks are not recovered by the gala opening on Saturday...
I trust you can put aside your many open cases and give this one your complete, undivided attention.
Most definitely, sir.
I thought so.
Thank you for your cooperation, Lieutenant.
My pleasure.
We'll discuss this later.
I'm sure we will, sir.
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant. Detective Vecchio. I trust you will grant the French all the courtesy that you extend here to the Canadians.
Of course.
Thank you.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Women 101. Learn at least one word in every foreign language.
Understood.
Vecchio!
For this one, vamonos.
Freeze, detective.
Ray, would you?
Coward. Louise, did I tell you how good you look in green? Now, if this is about our date on Saturday night...
My office tells me that you have a minor child in custody against all good sense and logic.
Oh, come on, he's no
without
choir
counsel.
boy,
Would you
Louise.
please explain this to me, detective? And please also tell me that you are not actually interrogating him under these circumstances.
Louise. Thank you. Well, since he's 17 and juvy's full, child welfare is going to take him to a temporary shelter. St. Laurent made a deal with the public defender to peddle him until charges are laid tomorrow. Consideration of the conversation that we did not have with him.
He'll disappear.
Yeah, well, we don't have a lot of choice. It's out of our hands. All right, come on.
Okay, David, here we go. We're just around the corner. Hungry?
So what happens now?
Child welfare gets comfortable, turns on the cable, and we spend the rest of the night out here on our bunions, that's what. It's a waste of time.
I'll take the social worker. I'll take David.
You all right? Yeah. Come on. All right. knew I didn't trust that kid.
I was wondering when you'd get here, Monty.
I was wondering when you would show up. Hello, Eric.
David is young and idealistic. When we heard that the mask would be brought together, and David and another Shimshian boy disappeared from their village, I knew where he would go. This Thunderbird is a symbol of a warrior society that is calling our youth together. Nowadays, when youth feel the power of the spirit, they are not patient and willing to leave things to the elders or the proper authorities. They will take things into their own hands.
It was you, wasn't it?
Me?
On the roof of the museum.
What took you to the roof of a museum?
A thief.
David's friend, Joshua Springer, perhaps.
I don't think so. It was you.
I was here. You can ask your wolf.
It was you.
I heard a story once. It tells of a man who became a raven and went to Skyworld to steal the sun. Raven stole the sun and brought it back to his people so they can have light, but this left Skyworld blind. Perhaps it was a raven you saw on a roof.
No. It was a man that I saw on the roof. And I'm going to find him.
You will?
Yes, I will. And then I will arrest him, and I will return the masks.
I'm gonna find my nephew David, and I'm gonna return the masks.
And we both seek the same thing.
Maybe I can help you. David left a trail of credit card charges behind him.
Good. So we understand each other.
So this is where you sleep.
Well, yes. You're welcome to stay.
It's a bit cramped.
It's not that bad. And once you get used to it.
You've changed, Monty.
I've changed?
I'll be comfortable out here. Finally! Thought you was gonna sleep all day.
6 in the morning. What are they doing here?
Cooking.
Did you invite them?
They're my family. I could hardly keep them away.
Ah, Victoria, Albert, it's been quite a long time.
Hello, Fraser. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm quite fine, thank you.
Oh.
I brought a TV. I hope you don't mind. We don't want to miss our programs.
No, please, make yourselves at home.
Chicago doesn't seem to have a very good selection.
I was unaware of that.
We're just happy to be here, Fraser.
And why are you here?
We were worried about David, and I've always wondered about the architecture here.
Have you found him?
No, but we are looking.
Well, you wasted half a day.
Breakfast?
No, thank you. I'm already quite full. Let's go. Eric, I have to confess to feeling a little bit of embarrassment regarding my incompetence as a host. Not to mention some real concerns about overcrowding.
I guess none of us figured on the apartment being so small. Good thing Sarah and Patty didn't come. Those two girls couldn't pack light if their house was on fire.
Right. Well, let's call Ray.
It completely negates my entire child.
We left our shoes in the hall.
I'm sure they will be fine. Thanks for leading them the guidebook.
Ray, this is Eric from the territories. He's here to help us look for David and his friend. And he may be able to offer some assistance in finding the masks.
Yeah, Eric. David rented a car in Chicago using a stolen credit card.
Oh, yeah, I know where this place is. It's on the south side.
Fraser, there's black smoke coming out of your apartment.
Not to worry. Let's go.
Not to worry?
It's a cooking fire, Ray. It's completely harmless. Believe it or not, there's an entire family of Chimchin living up there.
Yeah, what are they trying to elect the Pope?
Let's see what we got here. Bellissimas. Nah, too expensive. I don't want her to think I'm trying to impress her, which I am, but we don't want her to think that.
Ray, pedestrian.
Where? Whoa. Thanks.
Who is this she you refer to?
Saint Laurent.
State's Attorney Saint Laurent?
Yeah, I'm taking her out to dinner on Saturday night. Huh? Eric, could you hold the wheel for me? Thanks. Oh, Bilardi's. Thank you. Nah, I go there too often. If it doesn't work out, I won't be able to go back there for a couple of weeks.
What do you mean, if it doesn't work out?
Oh, you know how it is with women. When they tell you nothing fancy, pick me up at 8, dress casual, what they really mean is, you better do it up first class and break the bank at every turn, or they're gonna fit you with goat's horns. You know what I'm saying.
Remind me to ask you later.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Here, Benny, do me a favor. You pick one out.
Crabs and things.
Would you give that to Eric, please? Hey, how about the loose moose? Give me that thing. You guys know nothing about